There are lots of live streams.
It's on the Facebooks. I'm kidding. We're on the YouTubes.
Oh, cool. We have multi-stream. Let's go.
Interestingly enough, I could totally do it just to.
Ooh. Oh, never mind. That.
What? We can do it just to the Patreon eventually.
Yeah. I was just thinking, I was like, we could multi-stream to Facebook, but that makes no sense because it's a Patreon stream.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
And then I was like, but wait, we can make it like a private thing only for patrons on Facebook.
Slap. Did you see the freaking Tekken shit that happened?
The what shit? Sorry?
The UFC fight last
night. The
night?
UFC fight from yesterday's kick?
No. I don't keep up with UFC,
no.
actually. I wait for everyone else.
No, I got you. It's fine. It's just literally anime shit.
It is honestly very anime.
It's the 3-3-4 combo.
It's the 3-3-4 combo from Tekken. He did it in real life. It's disgusting. I sent it to your DMs.
He literally got 3-3-4'd.
Bucky landed a literal Tekken shit last night.
This is like...
It is.
Wow. That's actually nuts.
Like, everybody sat there and was just like...
It was stupid, bro.
The thought process that he had to quickly go, I'm grabbed. Okay, let's abuse this. Like, oh my gosh.
Like, I can't stop watching it. I can't stop watching it. He literally just like, and lands on his feet too.
Yeah, by the way.
He cleans it up.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's a knockout.
I have hit the record button in Audacity. Go nuts.
Okay. Audacity record in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Clap in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good enough for me.
Anyway, Tim, can you hit us with the thing?
What thing?
The link.
The link thing.
Is
it still the old link that you
said? Yeah, it's the same it's the same link that it has been. It just it just says the wrong thing.
Okay, cool.
But if you go to the actual page, it does say the correct thing.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, so do we just wanna start the start time?
Yeah, let's just.
We've been chilling. I think we're ready to.
Yeah, I haven't done this start in like 2 weeks now, and I'm nervous. Like.
Shut the fuck up.
Are you? Yeah, I'm nervous.
I got this. Don't worry. I've been practicing in the mirror every day for the inevitable day that Paul gets sick and can't do the podcast and I have to host instead. I've been practicing. I got like, I'm ready. Paul, if you're not ready, I can do this.
No, I got it.
I could also do it.
Here we go. Welcome to Studio... Guys, what's up? Welcome to Studio Blank, the anime and manga podcast where you can find all your news, views, and reviews on all things weeb every single week. We're here with a guest again. We brought Slap back. So it's going to be a good time. It's been a couple weeks, 8 to be exact, apparently, which is actually kind of batshit crazy to think that it's been 2 months, A, and B, that like we finished a whole anime season. We already
actually made it through a whole anime season.
We did. I'm proud of us. Last week was a little rough. I did have to go out of town for a funeral, so that was just
a lot of scheduling,
a lot of blah. But otherwise, we're good. So I think we jump right into fun, quick little bit of news. There's nothing super crazy. The news that we're going to talk about is all fall season ending news this is winter lineup. We're going into fall from summer. That's what it is. Fixed it.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to correct you there, and then you saved it right at the end. Proud of you.
Okay, cool. Good job. Go me. It was better than my Japanese pronunciation, so that's good. Anyway.
I'm so proud of you.
Let's just kind of hit it off and go. Slap, hit me with your best shows of summer.
Oh God, that's a tough question. That's a tough one because I actually enjoyed a lot of the stuff that I watched that entire season. Of course, God of High School was absolutely fantastic, bar none. I, on your recommendation, actually watched Rent a Girlfriend all the way through and was honestly surprised at that one. And I have my opinions on Mommy, but
don't Don't worry. We all understand how everyone feels about mommy.
It's almost like it's under every single Crunchyroll video that there ever is. There is a singular comment. Doesn't matter what show it is. Doesn't matter what genre it is. You have the comment about mommy.
It's true. Kept up with Misfit and Fruits Basket as a guilty pleasure. I actually watched all the way through on that one as well. And looking at my Crunchyroll list, also followed through Sword Art entirely.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was pleasantly surprised by Sword Art. It wasn't like
same.
It was not like earth-shattering. It wasn't, trying to reinvent the Sword Art wheel. It just did Sword Art, but well. We had
You know what?
That's all I got to say about that.
I will concede that this has been the best season, in my opinion, of Sword Art, bar none.
I'd agree.
I think it's going to be the best. I think it's going to be the best Sword Art will be until Progressive comes out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Progressive's going to be interesting. I'm really interested to see what they do with it, just because we're
Very
getting
excited for Progressive.
I mean, I'll say this about Sword Art. I think if they do Sword Art right, it's going to be the true isekai like Sword Art version of Tower of God.
Oh,
if they build that right, you could do that. I'm not saying it's going to be that good because Tower's literally insane, but
it won't be that in depth. But I'll tell you right now, Progressive's still being written. It's 6 books in, and it's 1 floor per book right now.
Yeah. So I'm really interested.
I like that they're doing the whole story. That's what I'm interested in. Instead of 2 episodes at the beginning and then a 2-year time skip.
Yeah. So the other thing that we really wanted to talk about that came out of this summer was ReZero.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Last week's hiatus was going to have like a 14.5 episode where we just talked about ReZero, and the scheduling didn't work out. So let's talk about ReZero for a minute.
Yeah, let's do ReZero for about 15, and then we can roll.
Alrighty.
Holy smokes! What in the I know we kind of talked about it week to week ish, like every other week, but so you have to remember, Nate, if I remember correctly, it's you who hated ReZero season 1.
Yes.
ReZero season 2 blew my socks off.
Sold me on the series.
Hands down.
Sold me on the IP.
See, and that was the thing is, I knew that coming into season 2, that you would change your tune about Subaru. And I am very glad to have gotten to witness that every week, because especially with how they've split the season, you really got to see the mental anguish that Subaru went through just reliving these 5 days, but his strengthening in his resolve that he's like, I'm going to figure out a way to make sure that no one dies, and I'm not going to be a little bitch the whole time. And it's like, wow, you're so good at this. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for being an adult most of the time.
Most of.
Hit me with it. Hit me with it, Slap. I thoughts.
I gotta be 100% honest. I could not stand Subaru for the life of me at all.
Get it.
First season, I've never hated a main character as much as I hated Subaru coming out of the first season. Period, point blank, no contest. You couldn't put any MC from just about any anime hated Subaru more than anything. And in this season, they did a really good job of really driving home the whole mental anguish aspect of the return by death. The cost, the price, and dude, I don't know how deep we're going with this, but the whole reliving the timelines, seeing what happens after his death that we didn't get to see.
Yeah,
that was brutal.
Was earth shattering, and you could see the way they told that story for him.
Yep.
Inside the sanctuary was absolutely fantastic, and it gave me a whole new respect for the character, and then him growing up, becoming an adult.
Yeah.
About the entire situation, choosing to man up about it and actually own his feelings and his emotions on it. Definitely redemption arcs, if we're talking about them, that definitely qualifies.
Yeah. I would like to point out that I think that the two I would say groundbreaking moments from season 2. Number 1 was when Echidna was like, here are your parents. And like he goes through this whole thing with his parents and reliving and being like, I refuse to regret like what I was like back in the real world, quote unquote. And like having the things that his mom and dad say to him as he's going through this thing are so indicative of a redemption arc in Sublevel. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, like, you don't got to be that. Like, why would you try and be that? Be you, on top of the fact that, like, you know, his mom, what does his mom say again, Tim? It's the you're only one half your dad, so the other half can be me, because your dad's so awesome. Like that whole
if you're only half as cool as your dad.
Yeah, like if you're only half as cool as your dad, be like, you can be happy with that, because the other half is me and I'm pretty fucking lame.
Yeah, I suck. Like, geez, look at me.
And that's the other part, is she's like, not necessarily I suck. It's the other side of that, which is like, I care and I'm emotional and I'm all these things. So it's okay to be caring and emotional and all these things.
Parents are so wholesome, dude.
That was the 2 week span where we had the ReZero parents and then the Misfit parents and then the grandmothers like appearing in Rent a Girlfriend and everything. And it was just like it was just like this whole parent wholesome conference. They were like, hey guys, you know.
I didn't even think about that until you just mentioned it. Yeah. It's like we saw the whole families, like all of them.
And so that was the first moment, which was just very redemptive, very exploratory in terms of like where he comes from and like why he was feeling so regretful about those things. And then the second one, of course, is when Echidna's like, no, I knew the whole time. Like, I've seen this whole thing. And like he breaks down and is like, I've returned my death, and starts screaming it and these whole things. And like, that's the point where I think in reality, at some level, they were trying to play that social commentary of like, you know, making sure that mental health shouldn't be hidden. You know, they were playing into the whole system of like, men can cry, it's okay. You know, like, he literally is just like, this is sucked, this is miserable, I'm the only person going through it, I can't tell anybody, and now I have somebody to tell. And he just lets out this literal torrential outpour of everything he's been feeling. And again, a turning point. So I think those 2 moments sold it. Those 2 moments sold me. Like, everything else was like cherries on the top, like finding out Roswaal knows but doesn't know, you know, like, great, you know, like, but those 2 moments were cherries out of the whole Sunday. So
the entire every interaction with Roswaal, watching whenever he did, was what's going to happen next for me, because the man is way smarter than he looks, lets on way less than he actually knows, and it's just every interaction had me wondering what he was going to do next altogether.
100%. The whole
I feel
time.
like this entire season, like the first season of ReZero, they just expanded the world a lot. And they were like, here's some characters, here's some factions, here's some other random crap. And they ended up with this massive like lake of information, but it was just like super shallow because there was nothing under the surface. And the entirety of season 2 just feels like it's digging back in and just creating more depth in the world.
Yeah, they grabbed the backhoe and they're just sitting at the edge of the lake and they're like, all right, here we go.
They're just going at it. Like, Roswaal was like an interesting character in season 1, but in season 2, it's like, oh shit, Roswaal's here. That means something's happening.
That's another thing, is I think they did a very good job, especially by the end of the season, being like, no, this character means this. You know, there was no more like half-assed, almost like, oh, maybe this, maybe that. You're confused about who they are. It's like, no, when Beatrice shows up, you're like, oh.
We understand her connection to Echidna. We understand her connection to Roswaal. We kind of understand what she's trying to do.
You know, when Garfield shows up, you're like, he's a failed apostle of greed. Like, he doesn't want to, like, you know, like all of these characters are so individually like pocketed that like the moment they show up, you know exactly what it is, exactly what they're about. The only one I think that we really don't at this point still is like Otto. Because like Otto is kind of this like little beautiful, wholesome wild card.
Otto is best boy. He's a sweet, precious little bean, and you won't hurt him.
But like he's a beautiful wild card. Because like the only 2 times we've seen anything with Otto happen is when he's done something unexpected.
You say Subaru's pimp?
Simp.
No, simp.
Oh, simp. I was like,
Okay.
wait, what?
Now, we call Otto best boy, but just remember, at one point, he pushed Subaru off a cart to feed him to the white whale to save himself. Not to say that he's not best boy, but let's just remember that he also tried to viciously murder Subaru.
The dude's simping for Subaru now. He has made a 180.
So this is another thing that I think is really interesting about it is part of, I think, a good thing that they're showing is like anybody is capable of making any choice at any point, given the right circumstances. Like, and I think people tend to forget that, and like it's even more highlighted in this world of Return by Death and anime, where you can kind of go crazy with that idea, right? And it's like, no, like if you're put in the right circumstances, like, yes, you too are.
The thing that gets me about this whole Return by Death thing and the everybody making choices is they really harped on it this season, because last season wasn't as clear. In this season, the characters do not make the same choices every run or iteration, regardless of what Subaru is doing. Like, there are a few characters who aren't, like, I guess, core to the plot that's actively unfolding at that point in time, because there's like 7 different plots happening at the same fucking time. So the characters that aren't directly involved, they're not making the same choices every single time Subaru encounters them. So the little bit of information he learns, he's also learning that he might not necessarily be able to rely on that going forward, because it's different every time he gets there. So like, as much as he knows, he's got to be careful.
Each interaction with Garfield is different.
Yes.
And his start point changes.
That's another thing that was interesting this season.
That's my favorite thing.
The fact that the motherfucker's waking up at different places and times. Like, it's like, not...
When he wakes up in the trial, you can tell, depending on, like, how he wakes up, where in that, like, 20-minute period he is after the first one that we watch, where he, like, sits there and cradles Amelia.
Yeah. I think it's all really interesting that, like, we're watching that too unfold, and you can tell Echidna knows where he's getting placed back and plays into it, and then that final time where she's like, hey, I'm taking away your privilege. You didn't want to make a contract with me, you little bitch. And like, you see that even Echidna is prone to like differences and repeat because she's outside of it. Like, it's really, really interesting, because it's almost as if she's like, no, you don't get to play it the same way again. You know, like, you won't grow, you won't get smarter, you won't learn, you won't get, like...
We're going to play, and we're going to find the perfect ending every goddamn time. And if I have to kill you 60,000 times, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And that's the way that she plays. And it's like, wow, I love
That's
this.
what makes her character interesting, though.
She's also best girl, by the way. She's also best girl at this point. Yeah.
Random and chaos. She just wants to see what you're going to do. And the fact that Subaru, like, indulges that, like, willingly and, like, extremely unwilling, she's just like, this is great.
She's like, this is my wet dream.
She's infatuated with the idea of Subaru's existence.
Yeah,
I love it
because it allows her to just learn everything.
Yeah.
And what we've seen from her is the fact that she craves knowledge more than anything on Earth.
Well,
and
like him,
Subaru is the perfect font for her to just sit there and open that tap and go, I'm going to get everything I've ever wanted.
So, like, literally just imagine that us 4 were playing a game of Among Us and you're the imposter. Imagine how many times you just get to retry and get so much information from us 3 losers. You just get to cycle over and over and get more information every time you die. That's all.
That sounds really sus, Cumpy.
So much.
That sounds real sus.
If you put 4 people in a room, right, they're gonna do things. But if you reset it and you change one aspect of it, then they're all gonna act completely differently. And Echidna's just sitting there, like, soaking up all this information, like, yes, give me more.
Yeah, it's a weird Groundhog's Day on drugs, dude. And then you as the viewer are wondering, when the hell is he gonna wake up? Because he wakes up and Amelia's there. You're like, okay, cool, we have another shot. But you wake up and snow's already fallen and there's rabbits everywhere. You're like, oh shit.
I was like, has it been 8 months all of a sudden?
That scene.
Wow. Like, which time? Because he's done it.
Yes. The first time, yes.
one with the rabbits genuinely made my skin crawl.
So
yeah, that was the thing, dude.
If you didn't know, he didn't even put that in the light novels.
Oh, that he didn't?
No.
No.
Wow.
Nagatsuke Senpai was like, no way in shit am I going to put something this graphic in the light novel.
Yeah, he turned and lost a limb and then became a snack. Like, and we watched it happen.
So I think the best part is Nagatsuke comes on to works with the team for this and goes, this is something that I wanted to put in but couldn't bring myself to write because I thought it was too visceral.
And and at the other level of that,
puts it in the anime where we can all witness it with our own goddamn eyes.
To that point, I want to make the point that like, even as woe factor and like graphic it is, I think it's very important to this second season to give that perspective of be like, you have to remember, he's not just dying. Like, it's not like oh look, I'm dead. He dies each time. You know,
and a lot of them are very brutal.
Like he gets his guts ripped out by the girl. Like,
whomp, just
like, and I think that's something we kind of lost in season 1 into season 2 is like, you're just kind of like, he's dead. Like it's like these clicks, you know? And like season 2 made it very, very, very potently aware that like, no, like he dies. Whether it's by starvation, whether it's by getting eaten alive, whether it's by getting cut open, whether it's by getting smashed, whether it's by like almost saving everybody and then getting crushed by boulders, like all of it, every single, whether it's by Garfield, like annihilating him, like all of it, everything. Yeah. And he remembers every moment.
They made it a point that it wasn't just like a game anymore.
Yeah.
That he couldn't just like fall to his death and just wake up where he started. There was no checkpoint on this that was reliable in any way, and every death he experienced was gruesome.
Well, I think the other thing,
over the top, gruesome.
They also take it to the
rabbits.
Well, they also take it even further and go like, oh, by the way, let us make sure and go talk when you're talking to Amelia. There is no certainty. Like when you die, you don't know if you're coming back. And that's when you had that whole system of like what would happen after the fact. Like that whole scene was like reminding us, the audience, as well as him, like characterly, but as a kid that was doing it, being like, you're not guaranteed the next time. You better damn well do your best to make sure it works this time.
Yeah, that's what all the witches were doing, though. That's what made that whole scene with the witches in general at the tea party so powerful. Because like the boy tried to swallow his own fucking tongue, and you're like, okay, I admire the gall, but you're missing the point.
Yeah.
Because they're all trying to say, like, you can't just die to reset things. It's like, I love you, but you need to love you. Because that's the only way this is going to work.
Dying to reset is the strat.
It is the strat.
I sat there and...
I've done races.
The Suttledge moment...
Edge to go back, dude. I know it.
The moment when you sit there and you watch Suttledge, and she goes, I love you, but you need to learn to love you, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Are we talking to Subaru or me? Fuck.
Like, God,
right?
Ow.
Oof.
Don't you hate it when an anime gets so real that you feel it in your soul?
Let me just sing yesterday for me.
I was about to say, I knew you were going to bring that up, but yes.
I knew it was happening. I knew anytime we go on that route, one day I'll actually finish that anime too.
So I think it was just so good this season. Like ReZero was so good.
It really was.
Like we can talk about God of High School. We can talk about Misfit. I think ReZero was the show of the summer.
Oh no, it absolutely was.
Like Misfit, fantastic, gorgeous, great little interactions. Pulled out the One Punch Man fantasy that we'd been missing since One Punch Man actually existed, because season 2 does not count. Like we were missing it, and we got it with Misfit. Gorgeous, fun, great parents, great humor, like all of it, but
Misfit's a good balance, a really good balance right now.
Yeah. But like
it is anime. It is like when you think anime, Misfit is like
Misfit.
Yeah, they have a healthy percentage of actual plot, a healthy percentage of humor, and another percentage of just like antics and development.
Well, and then
It's-
just
it's-
badassery absurdity.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah, when he wants listen, the first time he killed somebody and brought them back, I was like, all right, dude, chill, bro. I'm watching him just bleed and bring people back. It's like, okay, man.
Snap.
All right,
Oh, let
I
me
get
kill
it.
you with my
You're
heartbeat.
insane.
Let me kill you with my heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like,
and that was so early in the season too.
It was
like,
the first
Jesus.
episode.
I was like, how are you gonna go up?
What's her name?
What are you gonna
That
do from
racist
here?
lady was like, you're not purebloods, so none of you should exist. And he was
yeah.
like, okay, think you're not a pureblood now either. And she's just like,
She's like, wait, what? Okay.
Yeah. He force reincarnated her as something else. Like,
Yeah.
he changed her genetic code to prove a point. Like, look at the dude. How
Yeah.
sad
True, he
was
did.
that?
Anos was my favorite new character of the season.
Yes. Yes.
Subaru was the best character of the season.
Yes. I want to take another moment to talk about that misfit characterization too as well, which is the fact that like in both ReZero and Misfit, you have this characterization at this point of like, I'll sacrifice myself if I need to. But like Subaru's learning to do what Anos has done, which is like 5 steps ahead, motherfucker. Like he's like, oh look, I'm gonna die to this sword. I'm gonna let him kill me. Oh wait, by the way, this spell that I developed can only work when you've died the same way before. So look, it's perfect. And you're just like, what do you mean?
This man is playing chess when everyone else he's playing with is playing fucking like
No.
checkers.
They think they're
Connect
playing
Four.
3D chess. No, dude, they're playing tic-tac-toe. They haven't even evolved out of crayons yet, man.
Like-
and this dude's over here playing 3-dimensional chess.
I mean,
on a
and to be
sword.
fair, so was Canon. Like both of them were on like 3-dimensional levels of chess bullshit, and we're like,
Technically 4-dimensional.
you're not wrong because they broke into time like 4 times.
You think that
both
stopping
of
time
them.
would be enough to
Like so that's my point is like we're getting to the point where like Subaru's catching this like, okay, like I caught this, now I catch this. Okay, let me spin that this way. Got your character. I know how you work. You know, Anos just is the nth level of that for the purpose of the show, right? But I think that's what I enjoyed about both characters is the like absolute love for their friends and the people they care about and willing to sacrifice anything, you know, or do anything at that level. Because Anos, you know, was like, oh look, this miniature, it'll be a one in a kind, like never be seen again.
Yeah,
rarity. He was like,
there's a huge
but I love you. This
polarity
is for
in between
you.
those two.
Yeah.
But Anos is insane, dude.
Dude, he made a tsundere confess her love in the 3rd episode. Second.
Like,
Like,
first episode that she was in.
That's
like,
a power move. That's a power move.
That's impressive. That's some
You're gonna
anime
worship
shit.
me. You're gonna worship me. So I don't want you to tell me you love me. I don't want you to confess your like. You're gonna admit that I'm your king. And then you're gonna join your sister in my soon-to-be massive harem, and that's that.
Wait,
like,
can we
Wow,
talk about the
guys,
fact that Canon almost became part of that harem?
No. Canon was in the harem, has removed himself from the harem.
Yes.
Join the
There's a
harem again.
difference.
yeah,
And
he was
then
in the
left
harem.
again.
He has his own harem adjacent with other demons now. But regardless,
Can we
he
talk
was
about
there.
the fact? Can we talk about the fact that like he's been doing that for like 2,000 years to make sure Anos and the demons were safe? Like he played the long fucking game.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
it's
he's
like
long
a
conning.
mega long con. Like he.
I hate making this joke. There is one
Actually-
imposter among us.
Actually, you know what?
Hate it.
We were going to talk about something off the off screen, but Paul was like, "Save it for the podcast. This is a good time, considering we're on Misfit."
Oh,
So
here we go.
The moment that I knew that Lei wasn't like his wasn't Anos's right hand reincarnated was the moment that when they talked about Shin the first time, they used his full name. The girl that Lei / Canon falls in love with, her last name is the same as Shin. Shin is her father. Shin stayed alive for 2,000 years, spreading the the rumor of Avos Dilhevia to protect his own daughter, and to protect his wife, and to also protect Anos at the Order of Canon.
Interesting.
Like so the reason I never put together that Lei was not Shin was because I didn't catch that part. Like I didn't catch that like he used Shin's whole name and Shin was like, yeah, that's my dad. Like that didn't register in my brain, and the moment he told me that the next day I was like,
it's like literally 12 frames in one episode where it's like apparent, and if you miss it, it's gone. Like you, unless you look for it, you're not gonna see it.
Because she's like my father. Like it was like it had to do with the sword when Lei picked up the sword in the center. Lei wasn't there yet, right?
I was not there, but it's like one of those things. You're like, okay, all right. Then I was like, that level of sword mastery. I wonder who it could be. And then he picked up Evan's mana, and I was like, all right, it's over.
It was such a good show. What else? Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure he pointed real quick. I'm pretty sure they pointed out too that none of them were reincarnations of canon. Like before the exam was even going on.
Yeah, Anos was like, you're too weak.
They were it was like
Anos and the girl were like, y'all are too weak, don't even.
They're like, there's no way.
Well, my favorite part about that section is they're like, you want us to drain the lake for you? It'll take a bit. Anos goes, got it.
I'm on it, dude. Don't worry. Basically dropped the equivalent of a fucking Fat Boy cannonball and just erases the lakes. Cool.
And then, of course, his entire team just mops the floor. Now, to be fair, Lei mopping the floor is no surprise, given that he is himself
the hero canon.
But like Sasha and them, just like
we have to remove Anos and Canon from the conversation because they're gods.
I mean, yes, but can we also talk about the fact that they literally sang him out of it? Like this is the last thing I want to talk about before we move on.
I forwarded through it.
They literally sang his death. Everything else was kind of like They were like, oh, by the way, you know that like spell that you devised? Yeah, it's even better with singing. And by the way, our love's stronger than yours, so like let's just sing you into your demise. Like they were just like,
it's the power of friendship.
Yeah, they got hit with the fairy tale.
Power of friendship.
I do not think that there is a single possible way that they can make a second season of this show.
Oh no. They've wrapped it.
They've wrapped it.
Done.
That's it.
This is it. This IP is done.
Well, unless more of the novel gets released and published eventually, but that's not like I don't see that happening.
Where does it go?
Yeah,
it doesn't. There's
no progression.
Yep.
Like that.
Like the only way that this IP expands is like telling side stories and like expanding further backwards.
Yeah. I'd totally be down to have like an adventure of canon section where like what he was doing in those 2,000 years. Totally do it.
Or like seeing
the Great War.
Yeah, the Great War. Like stuff like that you could expand and like you could genuinely see like what was going on, and it would give you a lot of context for what's going on in the series.
Yeah.
But otherwise it's pretty much big wrap.
One last point. Secondary best moment. This is it, I promise. Is the ending when he shows up with all of his harem, and then his mom goes, "You brought home another wife," and then they're like, "Wait, what happens if we tell them that we have 10,000 kids?" His mom's like, "You're gonna come tell me all about this," and takes her away, and you're just like, like,
woo, luck,
woo,
10,000 sessions.
It was great. Anyway, wow. Like, just that whole season was great. Like, Summer was fantastic.
Summer was, like, one of the best seasons we've had
God of
in a
High
long
School.
time.
Summarize God of High School. Watch it. Wukong. Nobody's, like, just Wukong.
It's just Wukong.
Yeah.
Wukong.
Jin Mori's a good character.
Love. He's even better in the manhwa, in my opinion. Like they had their moments where they sped through stuff and missed stuff, particularly about his character in relation to his grandfather and like his relationship with both Dewi and Mira. But like it's so good.
I'm excited for season 2.
I really hope they do it well. I think they're closing out on the end here for the manhwa. Like I don't think they can go too much further. Like once they finish this arc, like
it's been announced that this is the last arc.
Okay,
so
cool.
That's good.
It's
we're
real good.
Almost done.
So, okay, guys, thanks for listening to a nice, quick, like 30 minutes. We're gonna take our little ad break here, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah,
dude. I just like the moment when you remember when Wukong like had the staff, but he didn't actually have the staff yet. He like held it like he had the staff, and it was like air, and he was like smack. It was great. Like, okay, question for you, Tim, just for the manhwa. Do you think we're gonna get to see Six Boy again, or is he like gone? Do you think?
Right back.
I'll take your time.
just
Horns.
message me what you're
Horns.
thinking. Horns?
Not Odin. Little horns. Copy.
Horn.
Copy. Yes. Copy. Red.
Absolutely, we
Okay.
will.
Good.
We have at least one more moment with him.
I really hope they pull a like a Frieza Goku moment, and then just leave it all up to Mori. You know, like that would be perfect.
I think Sixes will come back.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Odin come back.
I want to see Odin come back. I want to see, because we haven't seen anything that's happened on the moon.
The moon doesn't exist, Paul.
Where's Hornboy?
Are you talking about Hornboy?
Moo.
Moo probably got the shit kicked out of her.
No, but like Moo plus Moo Boy. Like they were on Moon, remember? And like they've poofed since.
Yeah.
So like I
know what I'm saying. Supreme Deity
did thing.
That's where I'm ending that.
I mean, yeah.
Odds are very high. Supreme Deity did things.
Well,
You're
yes.
spoiling everything for everyone.
I'm trying to be as vague as I can, but still have this discussion.
We're being pretty vague.
It's very hard to give context while also not giving context.
I'm just saying you'll probably really enjoy. Like you're gonna have that weird little section, but like you're gonna enjoy it otherwise. And in all honesty, I didn't mind that weird section once we got all the way through it. It just felt really weird in the transition.
It wasn't fun while you were while you were in it.
Yeah. But then once you got there, it was like I could see. So
yeah, can you understand why I just hated it for as long as I did?
Oh,
because
I agree.
When I was reading it, it was just that section.
Yeah. Well, so I think what's gonna happen if they ever do that, he's gonna go like work with the team and be like, this is what we're changing, this is how we're changing it, and all that jazz. Because I think this season was almost like a proof of concept for the show, and I think we'll get longer seasons doing like the stuff now that we've gotten to like who Mori is, because I think like that needed to be done in the first season, otherwise there's no real hook, which I agree with. I just wish they'd had like a 24 episode season instead.
Yeah,
so
it's hard.
It be like that sometimes.
You should really read it, Date. It's actually really good.
It's on my list. I mean, I just started solo leveling though. Now that I'm caught up with solo leveling, I'm only reading that.
It was real good. So I binged solo leveling in like 3 days.
Did you read the chapter that came out this week?
You mean hardcore?
No,
I mean solo.
There's two things. So hardcore leveling is a webtoon one. Solo leveling is a different one.
Oh.
We're reading solo leveling. I'm also reading hardcore.
I already read through all hardcore.
I need to read hardcore. Is it finished?
No.
Hardcore was on a similar
solo leveling right now.
Hardcore was on a similar release schedule to that of Tower of God and GOH.
Okay.
It's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's like
I think of the three, it's the weakest.
Hardcore is.
Yeah, but
I would say it's the weakest, but I would say
when the bar set by Tog is like off screen and God of High School is like definitely still S tier and Hardcore is like A- tier, it's not like we're talking like
I'd say it's
SSS.
solid A. I'd say it's solid A actually. Like given where I'm at, it's really good. I think the characters are enjoyable. Like the differences are great. I think they just like they've I'm going to say this and it's not going to be too much of a spoiler cuz like it's a thing, but they've gone far too long without Hardcore Leveling Warrior. Like they have like end of season 1 is their like peace bud story lineal reason why Hardcore Leveling Warrior is not here anymore. And they've gone through like almost like 150 episodes or something without him. Like and it's like it's good. It's real good. It's great story. It's great quest. It like makes sense for all of the things. You're kind of like waiting for it, and you're kind of like,
can we please?
You're
get
almost
back
there.
To the main character.
But we're also like they've gotten to the point now where they're reintroducing all the people from the beginning, like and where they've gotten to. So like it's real good. It's just like when you ditch your main character.
Solo leveling this week, basically. It goes through the normal plot stuff, and then it's like, oh, by the way, in Japan, there's a gate that took up the sky. It just opened.
Fun.
And it's very
where's
not
Solo?
blue.
Where's
Not
Solo?
a blue gate.
Where's Solo? Is it Viz?
No, Solo is.
No, we. I'll send you a link. It's really
you can read
weird
it
to
on
find.
Manga and a couple other places.
Okay.
I'll send you the link that I sent Tim.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I binged through the whole thing in 3 days.
Oh.
It was very fun. There's not a whole lot because there's only like 150 chapters right now.
No.
Okay.
Like
133 just came out last week.
Okay. I'm really excited to do this Noblesse Jujutsu Kaijin talk. I feel like we're gonna knock this out like 30 minutes. It's gonna be Noblesse Jujutsu Kaijin, I think. In all honesty.
I'd be totally fine with only talking about Noblesse and Jujutsu Kaijin.
I want to talk about Tanakawa.
I'm okay talking about Tanakawa as well.
It's a requirement.
I haven't seen, so.
Requirement.
Okay.
Requirement.
5.
Also, we can't not talk about Burn the Witch.
I mean, but I haven't seen it.
It's been out for like a month. Shut up.
It was gonna be last week. That was gonna be these last 2 weekends, and then last weekend was the thing, and then this weekend.
Hour.
It's literally an hour of your time, Paul. You could put it on while doing Unreal.
No.
Yes.
I don't. No.
Yes.
I don't think you understand how technically difficult it is to learn Unreal, especially node work. Ask Nate.
No. What I'm saying is,
if Paul already knew Unreal, then you're correct, Tim. But because he's learning, you're not correct, Tim.
What I'm hearing is Paul's a bitch. What I'm saying is he can do an hour of Unreal work and watch an episode, and then do an hour of Unreal work and watch an episode. Like
that is fair. That is. Sorry, let me rephrase that. That is more fair.
I was gonna say, like, what I'm saying is I'm not saying he watches it while doing node work. That would be ridiculous of me to apply.
If you already have an understanding of like whatever process you're working in,
just to give you an idea, Slap.
You're watching TV on the side.
Just to give you an idea, Slap. I'm for work stuff that I cannot disclose. I am having to learn Unreal from the ground up. Like we are like diving into Unreal at like a company level. So like me, Max, Nate's going to be doing stuff with me just because he's already has his background in it and knows things. Like we're like full sending.
I'm going to have to teach myself if I want a job at Rare Draw.
We're full sending to like photorealistic fun goodness.
I'm going to stop being an engineer and just work in Unreal.
I did 4.5 years of art school and I didn't touch Unreal once. So,
but you touched Maya.
I touched Maya a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Let's spookies, demons, curses, all the fun stuff. Guys,
spooky, scary, demon stuff.
Welcome back to Studio Blank episode
15.
15. That was a really weird break. I'm sorry. My sing song got interrupted. Welcome back to Studio Blank episode 15 with slap. Boom. Cool. Anyway.
We got a jingle now. Okay, trademark it?
No,
Trademark
I refuse.
it?
I refuse. That's a horrible jingle. We're going to
That's how we
start
trademark.
by talking Jujutsu Kaisen because...
we just watched it.
Well, that and... holy smokes. Like, Mappa's, again, outdoing themselves.
It was literally me watching the first episode. I finished it. I was like, wow, that was really good. Wonder who does it. Mappa. Makes sense. Like, it was literally like it wasn't even like, oh yeah, I heard they were doing it. So it was like, yeah, that tracks. That
I mean, like, you could tell it was Mappa and tracking that it was Mappa from literally the opening sequence. Like that and like the what do you call those? The trailers right now? Like the opening? Like in the opening, like you could tell it's Mappa. Like you watch that shot from around the tower, like with him standing there with the clothes flapping and the hair flapping in the wind, you're like, Mappa.
Especially the fight at the beginning of episode 2 where
Mappa.
They do multiple just hard camera moves.
Yep.
Which look very well done. Holy shit.
I'm trying to remember if the camera move that I'm thinking of is in episode 2 or if I'm just like having a deja vu moment because I know what's in the next episode because I've read some of the manga.
I'm pretty sure what you're thinking of is the same thing you saw from Tower of God when Mori originally does his kick.
Okay.
Which is
you just said like 5 different animes in the same spot, and I need you to like think for a moment about everything you just said.
I need to not.
From Tower of God.
I said from Tower of God with Mori. I meant to say God of High School when Mori does his first kick. When they do like the full camera pan around them in midair. Like that's the same move that they use in the opening fight
of episode 2
of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, when what's his name? Teacher Boy is like, I'm gonna show off.
Oh yeah, Gojo.
Dude, Gojo is just like I love him as a character already.
So I have explained to the boys that well, yes, the first 2 episodes feel kind of like there is no balance in what the tone is, and it's like you don't know what you're supposed to be getting here.
Yeah.
Gojo is the comedic relief because otherwise it gets way too dark all the time.
Yeah. Well, so I talked to Tim about this off podcast because we had a short discussion about it, and I felt like the first 2 episodes of this show's like the tone is very, very all over the place because they'll be doing the incredibly light comedy.
Yeah.
And then it'll get incredibly dark. And then it's super light again.
So I think the comedy, at least in these first 2 episodes, comes from 2 things. First one is Gojo Sensei, because like, dude's literally the funniest, most laid back. Like, I'm just super strong. Like, it's the Anos phenomenon. Like, it's the One Punch Man phenomenon. It's like you're just
Anos, Saitama.
Like, you're just strong,
Mob.
so you can just non-care and like bullshit your way out of it and make jokes about it because you're that strong. Like, you know, and secondarily is the fact that my brain just forgot the main character's name. I know it starts with an I.
Yuji.
It's
Yuji Itadori.
Itadori. I was thinking Itadori.
Itadori Yuji.
He's just so like, He's like, I guess I'll save people. He's like, like for my grandpa, but
at a glance, he feels like the typical shonen protag.
Kind of
like at a glance, yeah. But I guess with the curse, Sukuna, he gets that added depth, and because like I just watched the first episode with you guys. I haven't seen the second episode yet, so I can assume from the first episode by itself that 100%. I have to
midway through the second episode, like there's definitely some needed clarity for him. You know, like in the second episode, like he finishes burying his grandfather and like has a conversation with Gojo and all this stuff, and you get like
he straight up asks if he has to eat toes.
Yeah.
It's
Sukuna has 4 arms. That's the only thing. So each there's 20 fingers.
Context, Sukuna has 20 fingers.
They were like basically the plot of the anime is we're gonna collect the fingers, And they're like, well, we got one, that's 19 more to go. He's like, oh, so we're collecting the toes too. And he's like, no, don't worry. He has 4 arms.
Yeah.
It's like and
hey,
like
you know
it
what?
goes immediately into like dark tone music and like demonic like dark shadow of Sukuna with the 4 arms and the 4 eyes, and he's like, I'm gonna murder.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay,
be.
now it makes sense. No,
and they do a very good job of setting the fact that it's gonna be dark and grimy in the beginning of episode 2, when he's like, look, the better end of things that you'll see is probably like ripped apart bodies and limbs. That's on like the better end of things that happen to people that die by curses. Like everything else gets much worse. And by the way, I can't tell you that you probably won't end up like that. So just be prepared if you're going to go hunting these fingers down. Like,
no, I love that he's also like, yeah, we go hunting fingers. Like, we're going to execute you anyways, but you might just die and save us a step. So like,
yeah. It's like you have 3 options. Ready? Here are your 3 options. You can die now, like a little bitch. You can go hunt the fingers and die in the process and save us some effort. Or you can we can hunt the fingers, you can eat all the fingers, and we're still gonna fucking kill you. You have 3 options.
He's a death row inmate with like a task list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I also think
he's the crewmate.
Yeah, he's a crewmate.
We were thinking about doing this bit. We may do it later just for some funny Patreon content, but like we're gonna go through all like these popular anime and do a crewmates versus imposter list and who's third imposter. Just the whole thing. Stop.
he recognized it and he realized what just happened and he was like,
so anyway, that'll be a fun point eventually that we'll do just because it's funny.
Maybe.
But otherwise, like it's dark. I'm enjoying the dark though. It's not like it's dark for being dark's sake. It's being dark because it's like set up its world and it's real in that world, if that makes sense. You know, it's not like they're trying to be overtly like bleh, you know.
Yeah. There's a certain strength to that first episode by itself that I think is underrated and doesn't get addressed enough in a lot of anime. Like, you ever watch an anime and you just have questions immediately, like, what the hell is this going to be about?
Yeah.
100%. Like, regardless of how much they show you, no matter how cool it is visually, audibly, you're like, I still don't get it. What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that after one episode of this, because they kind of painted the world out that there are these curses, there are these items that contain said curses, and we check on them, and when things go wrong, we step in, and you're an anomaly, and like, we get it. Like, you just understand. Now you're like, okay, what next?
Yep.
And that's what they're doing, and it's working. I'm eager to watch the next episode, and I think that's saying something about the show.
Yeah.
It was so good. Like, I have been reading Jujutsu Kaisen for probably 45 weeks. So I'm current with it. I watched the first episode and had to go back because I was so excited that I wanted to relive everything.
Yeah.
And so I reread the first 40 chapters because I knew it was just going to get me more excited for the show.
Yeah.
Which is not something that I normally encounter. Like, if there's a show that I really, really like, I have this habit of, like, I'm going to go read the manga.
Yep.
Because I'm just, like, I crave. I am a kid now. I need the knowledge. So I go and I just binge.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, like, if I get ahead of the anime in the manga, I'm like, well, do I care about watching it? Like, I know what's happening. This one, I'm like, I still have to watch it.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. Like, Fridays at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time has become the time on my clock that just my phone goes off. It's go get on Crunchyroll, watch this fucking episode.
12:45.
Like a big flashing banner pops up on his phone and says it's weeb time.
Like, I haven't been this excited for a show since Demon Slayer.
Ooh.
That's good.
Like, it's been an entire year.
So I think, yeah, I was gonna say Tower, but I really don't think because like I watched through the first, like, Tower's first season was great.
We all saw like a bit of Tower before we read it.
I
mean,
had
not
been
even just
reading
that.
Tower,
Not
but
even just
like,
that.
I wasn't.
It's mostly like the Tower's first season of anime was good, but season 2 is gonna knock some fucking socks off, right? Like, so that's when I'll get like hyper excited and be like,
When we're
but
not in the
Demon Slayer was like balls to the wall from the get go. You know, like that's incredible.
Yeah.
And then you hit episode 19 and you're like, holy shit, if I wasn't riveted before, now I am, you know.
And actually, speaking of Demon Slayer, fun fact: almost every single movie theater website in Japan crashed this weekend.
Yeah,
because
they
people were
released another
pre-ordering their
trailer.
tickets. Yeah, well, they were pre-ordering tickets for the movie because guess what? The movie is still on for like next weekend. I'm sitting here like,
I have like 3
This
theaters
is
next
the
to me.
Japanese release.
It's
need to
next week in
find a-
Japan, 2021 still for US.
Still gonna
Yeah,
be in
I'm sitting here
February next
like-
year for us.
I still need to find a way to rip it and get the English subtitles because I need to see it.
Yeah, October. I'm looking at it right now. Upcoming Mugen Train will release on Friday, October 16th, all across Japan. 38 IMAX theaters are featuring this movie.
Yeah,
That's
and the
actually
best part
insane.
is everyone that goes this weekend gets an advanced copy of the Rengoku novel.
The novel. Yeah.
So I'm like, I want it. I wish I had a friend living in Japan right now.
I was
go
about to say
see
that.
the
I was like, do I
movie.
have any friends in Japan, dude?
Like, if I had a friend in Japan right now, I'd be like, your job is to go to this movie. I will pay for your ticket. You go to the movie. You get me the
Never
book.
mind, dang it.
You ship me the book. I will pay the shipping and the
I
custom
was trying to
fees.
think if we could get Pingu there, how much would it cost?
Bro,
It's close.
I will put him on my American Airlines credit card and pay for it.
He
I
has
don't
like
give a shit.
80,000 miles, dude. He could get Pingu the flight.
I can pay for my
lives
own
so
flight
close.
to
Pingu's
Japan.
Australian for context, so it's only like a 3-4 hour flight.
Anyway, back to weeb shit. That's not trying to get an advanced copy of a novel because that's how much
Listen,
Tim
if we
wants
just
it.
send a penguin to Japan, we can get the book about the flame train,
No, it's not about the flame train. It's about
the
Rengoku.
flame man.
Flame
That's a-
boy.
That's a good arc right there. I'd watch.
That's like the perfect anime.
We're trying to get a penguin to Japan.
From Australia, nonetheless, where it's real
Yeah.
hot.
To get a
It's
book
really-
we're
it's
not
really
allowed to have yet.
We can't use planes or helicopters. Penguins can't fly.
I guess we're getting a
twist.
boat.
This one can.
It's a penguin. He's got like sunglasses and a captain's hat.
No, it's Penguins of Madagascar, but reloaded.
Penguins
Penguins of
reloaded.
Madagascar reloaded.
Charlie's
back and
Angels
ready
with
for-
one penguin.
Hey, by the way, just
The zoo couldn't keep
5615.
them.
All right, cool.
on an actual note, on other notes of Crunchyroll originals being put to Webtoon final. Crunchyroll originals being added to Crunchyroll from Webtoon. Good lord, my English tonight.
We got it.
Noblesse.
Yes. So Noblesse was the third of the 3 Crunchyroll animes that we were getting in collaboration with Webtoon, the other 2 being Tower of God and God of High School. It's surprised that this one isn't God of Blood Magic or something like that, because we need to have God in the name, apparently. That's just the joke. But I like Noblesse.
I mean, but he is God. That's the thing.
That's pretty much the thing.
He is
kinda
God.
He is kind of God. So, did you guys watch episode 0?
I
I
watched.
didn't have to. I've read some of the webtoon.
There you go.
That was so snobby. I didn't have to. I read
I
some
read
of the
some-
webtoon.
that was all I had going for me. That was like the one moment I've read like maybe
I did
20
watch.
chapters.
I did watch the OVA. Or the PV.
That was Awakening.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Awakening.
Real
Did you watch
good.
it, Slap?
I did watch it, and I watched the first episode, and you know, you'd be like him too if you woke up after, I don't know, like 800 some odd years.
Just fucking tired and like.
He's like, I want food.
Yeah.
He's like, I want tea,
I
please.
love whenever somebody's like handing him something, like they're handing him like wood, and he gets a flashback to like people stabbing him with a wooden stake, and he's just like, "Can't get me this time, bitch."
He's like,
like, here,
garlic.
You want some kimchi? And he's like, smells the garlic. He's like, nah.
He's like, y'all can't poison. It just
Nice try.
oh, it's so good. I think
he's interesting.
Rizel is fantastic.
so.
I also love. Who is that guy? All of the girls' eyes turned into hearts around him.
I love new security guard too. Is M31 right?
M21, yeah.
M21.
Yeah,
Dude,
he's a fun dude.
he's good. He's good boy, especially in first episode. Like boy, he. I just love how the big dude's like, and he doesn't like. My favorite part is the fact that the chain doesn't break on the way down, but the chain breaks when he throws him. Like, I don't know what else to say other than like just cool points. You know, like he's like ground, like stay.
Right.
Much like in the first, in the OVA when like he's, killing John. I think John was the experiment that succeeded, right? It was John or Joe or something.
Yeah.
And like
something.
He's like all up here, like haughty and stuff. He's like, kneel. He's like, no, this is where you can look at me. He's like, that's where you should be.
I like he's got his head like kinda down, and he's like, look at me, and he's like, no, our eyes don't meet, and it's like, what are you talking about? Look up at me, and then it's like,
kneel.
And, like once he's on, he's like, this is better.
Rye's just that. I don't know what it is. We're getting like these OP protagonists, and I'm just here for it.
I'll be real.
We have returned to an
protagonist.
We have returned to an age where like the protagonist is just overpowered enough that it's entertaining, but not enough to actually ruin the rest of the plot.
Yeah.
See, you say that. You say that, but I feel like every single webtoon that I've read recently, the main character's op as hell.
I understand, but for some reason, they managed to make it work way better than like any of
wrong.
the isekai where they're like op as hell.
Oh,
not
you mean
wrong.
like Isekai Cheat Magician?
Or in another world with my smartphone. Or Akashic Records. Or wait. I'll just go.
Slap gave me that chuckle, and that's all I needed in life.
Because it's true, dude. Like I watched those because I was just like painfully curious. Like you never been like curious to like, oh, yeah, this is exciting. No, it was like, ooh, I know this is gonna hurt, but I'm gonna watch it anyway. So it's so dumb, dude. But I agree with Tim entirely. Yeah. We're at a point with main characters where if they are overpowered and they're being done properly, it's entertaining.
Yeah, like
it's entertaining. And the main characters who are OP and throw temper tantrums, I'm done with that. Yeah. I hate that.
No,
I need that to go away.
That's the other thing that I noticed. All the OP protagonists that we've enjoyed lately are like mature.
They're really like.
It's not like Goku being like, "Wow, I'm not fighting the strongest dude."
Oh, they're not Naruto, Goku.
To be fair, Naruto was never overpowered until like they got to late Shippuden, and then that was different because the rest of the time was kind of like progression of not quite overpowered.
I will accept that statement as fact.
I was
like,
yeah, but he got there.
No, I agree. I agree.
And you were like,
I agree, but like we didn't start there. That was my point. Is like that was a progression of character and power. Like I'm talking like Goku.
I think that honestly, that level of that progression existing even kind of removes the bullshit from it.
Yeah,
I had to get somewhere. Because like meanwhile, like in
Dragon Ball just screams more. I scream
Dragon
loud.
Ball,
I get big.
Scream more. I like Solo Leveling, but man, now he is op as hell.
Yeah, and the thing is there's nothing wrong with being op as hell, as long as A, the plot allows it to like be built around it.
Yeah.
And B, the main character is not a piece of human fucking garbage.
That's important.
Wow. I can't imagine what you're alluding to.
Which one? Just so we may make fun of it for a moment.
Which one?
Let's take a second and make fun of absolute bullshit OP Priag.
It hurts because it's true. Which one?
Okay, but on the topic of absolute human garbage, op as hell main characters. Okay, also that. But let's talk about the one isekai this season that actually doesn't have an op as hell pro tag, and I might enjoy it purely because of that and the shenaniganery. Million Lives. The guy is brought into this game world by the game master and these two cute girls that are his classmates.
I did watch the first episode of this. I just have no memory of it.
I just love the fact that there's a job wheel.
Oh, I saw this.
There's 10 jobs, right? And
No. There's 10 slots, and one of those slots has 5 jobs in it.
No. What I'm saying is there's 10 jobs that are available, so the party size at the end should be 10 people, correct? Because there's one person in every job. And you spin the wheel, and it's like a quarter warrior, a quarter mage, a quarter, like, something else kind of regular that you would want in an adventuring party. And then the other 5 jobs are farmer, useless, literally still garbage. How are you helpful? And like fisherman or something, and he ends up as a farmer. And I'm like,
I remember that he joined in and the girls were like, oh my god, thank god, a guy finally made it to our world. Our isekai adventure has a dude. Hell yeah, he'll be able to kill everybody for us. And then it's just, I'm a farmer though, guys.
Yeah, he gets a wooden hoe and a wooden sickle, and you watch him, he immediately uses the hoe and it's just broken.
And he just has a broken hoe in his inventory and 2 other ones in his party. Like, it's...
I hate you so much. That was flawless.
That was good. That was really. It took a second. I was like, wait.
And I was like, oh no.
Anyway.
But yeah, no, and like both the girls are completely useless. It's hilarious. Like one of them's a mage and one of them's a warrior, but all she uses is her shield like a tank.
No. The warrior. The best part is she's so afraid of everything. She can't use her sword. So you watch her throw it at a goblin.
Oh, she just used it. It's like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, just yeets that shit. It hits the goblin, doesn't kill it, and he's like, oh wait, I can pick this up. I can solve this problem. And his hand goes through it. And it's like, oh, weapons can only be used by the player they're assigned to.
No, only by the player they're assigned to, and only if it's your class. So he can't pick up a sword, period.
At all.
Like, he just got
That's
screwed
awful.
by the isekai system.
I'm concerned. I don't. Oh no.
And the mage, her only spell is wind. And not when I say like, oh, it's like wind blast from Genshin. No. It's a light breeze that could like blow a paper off your desk, but that's about all it does.
Wait. So like we're talking about like
I'm gonna.
Did you ever watch Wise Man's? Did you ever watch Wise Man's Grandchild?
No.
No.
Okay, so pretend you just sprinted up 10 flights of stairs.
So in Wise Man's Grandchild, the perspective is this: the main character it's an isekai. So the main character is born from another world, but is taught by Merlin, like of Merlin wizard fame, right?
Yeah.
And so he already has the way magic works is by visualization, and so dude from Real World's like, oh, of course I can imagine air currents doing all this bullshit that nobody else knows how this works. So when he casts wind magic, it's like actual wind blades, or the dude literally creates a tornado, and all the rest of the students have to chant something to visualize the thing, and it's like a little puff of air. So they're at the training school, and the little dude's like, oh, winds of the 4 corners of the earth, ha! And you see it hit this little training dummy and go poof. And that's it.
That's perfect. That's a great descriptor.
I was gonna say sprint up 10 flights of stairs, and then the amount that you're exhaling, that's about how much power she has.
Oh my.
So,
Yeah.
Oh my.
It's honestly, it's really fucking funny. It's gonna be something.
I'll have to pick that one up. What other stuff for this season? I'm gonna need to watch and keep up with Damachi, of course. We already talked about that earlier. We're gonna keep up with how to pick up girls in Dungeon.
I can talk about it at some point.
Tim is hyper excited for Tonikawa and
Iwa Kakeru.
I was just gonna say sport climbing girls.
Okay, it's cute girls do rock climbing. The last time we had cute girls do something real people do, we had cute girls lifting weights, and cute girls lifting weights was fucking awesome.
Cute girls lifting weights was amazing.
Cute girls lifting weights made me want to go to the gym more than I already do, and honestly, watching cute girls lift weights, I lost 15 pounds.
I mean, like, I'm down to go watch cute girls do rock climbing and then end up going rock climbing.
Oh my God! This will make me force Paul to take me rock climbing. This is great.
Nate,
no, stop, save me.
Did I not sit there and send you a message after the first episode came out? I was like, I need to find us a rock climbing gym in Tampa.
I think you did.
I was like, it would be so fun.
Yeah. So so many cool things, so many fun things the rest of the season. Fire Force is still in full swing. We're getting to the good stuff. What else?
We have surpassed everything I have read, so I no longer know what the fuck is going on, minus small details, and I'm like riveted. Ready for it.
So riveted. Dude,
Fire Force is doing really well right now.
It's not Nate's thing, so us three are gonna have to keep going through it by ourselves, and that's okay. But I'm totally here to watch Benny Maru keep fucking shit up because Benny is best boy. Like, Benny's gonna keep. I want to see Benny come in where they are right now. I just want to see him show up and just do Benny things because he already did it.
Yeah, I love how stupid that man is.
It's the best.
He's literally dumber than a box of bricks, and
no.
That's not fair.
No.
That's not fair to the bricks.
No.
Listen.
No. Don't even.
It's not even that. It's not even that. Because he is smart, right? But it's situational. And I think that's why I like it so much. Yeah. Because he's so go with the flow that you would forget he was there until he opened his mouth and you'd be like, oh shit, you've actually been there the whole time. And he's a badass for what it's worth. And I just love that character archetype, just like brolic and stupid. And it's just they wrote him well. I just can't wait to see more of it.
The big four of that show, I think by the end of this, on the good guy side, like the Fire Force side, are going to be Shinra, Joker, Burns, and Benny. And I cannot wait to see.
Joker Burns is interesting.
Joker Burns is a great character interaction. I'm so excited to see where that goes because, like, when they got together that first time and they were about to brawl and he was like, no, actually, I was just picking this up for you. Like, you were just like,
are you okay?
I want to talk about it.
Well,
because like, I know special details about it, but then it's a spoiler and then I feel bad. So,
we know things like the fact that like they ended up seeing Adela together. Nate, we're spoiling little things for you. I'm sorry. I love you.
Oh no, you're spoiling Fire Force for me.
He doesn't care. That's why I don't care.
I watch it? Oh
like,
no.
We know that they saw Adela together. Like, we know that they ended up like Burns covered for him when he left. Like all these other things that are like really important, you know. But like, I love how Joker in that fight was like, "Oh, you thought I only had 52 cards? Lol."
Fucking idiot.
Like, it reminded me of Q. Q was like, oh, you thought I was out of cards? And God of High School, he's like, oh, I'm out of cards, man. Oh, wait. Here's the Joker. And just like goes to town. You know, like both times Joker and Q both have that. And like, it just made me really happy. And I don't know. I love like flame creation bullshit. Like, because his is on like a different level than everybody else's. You know, he's like, I'm going to create playing cards that also create phantom projections that also have psychedelics. Sup? Like, it's a whole different ballgame.
Honestly, Joker's cigarettes are the coolest thing about him.
Yeah.
By a large margin.
Yep.
Would you care explaining to me what they do?
They're literally psychedelic smoke.
He has laced them with like either like the equivalent of psilocybin or LSD or something.
Yeah.
So the smoke they create as it fills a room will start to slowly intoxicate his opponents. And
does he have a resistance to this, or?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
He
But and the other
so
thing
he
again,
was-
you also have to remember, like, because they're pyrokinetics, he controls like how much smoke, where it goes, like all of these things.
Yeah.
And so he's
But I
like doing all this shit in the
considering
background.
The man is smoking cigarettes,
yeah, he has
the dude could literally chuck a pack into the middle of a room and then light it on fire with a snap of his fingers and then control it from there.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
But he does it inconspicuously by smoking.
That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, yeah, I figure he's going to be smoking them.
Also, we
believe it
also
or
have to
not.
talk about the fact that Benny is just apparently resistant to all poisons, psychedelics, and everything.
He gave him something to make him resilient to it.
No, because of
Yeah.
the first time. No, when he was outside and got stabbed by the poison.
Oh, when
thing.
he got shot by the dart. He was
He
like,
was just
I don't
like-
know. What doesn't work on me doesn't work on me. Like, okay, get out of here.
It was the whole Anos, like, did you think that killing
Literally
me
plot
could make
armor.
me die? It was that whole thing all over again, and we were just like,
Benny has
Man.
all kinds of plot armor. Like we're talking like he's in like plate mail plot armor, and it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
He
The dude's
took
in
a short
nuclear
nap.
bunker, apparently. Jeez.
It was a short little nap. And he just woke up. He was like, I don't know. The guy goes, how are you not dead? And like the sheer shock on the dude that shot him was like, that was enough to take out like this monstrous animal, like a whole herd of them. And he's like, what doesn't work?
I love how Joker too is all like, huh? Like
Yeah,
Joker
he was,
doesn't even
like,
care.
actually surprised.
Well, because like the thing Joker's fighting against his old teammates. Like he's fighting against the group that raised him to be a killer. Like he's like, I know all these
Yeah,
guys'
yeah.
tricks, and he's like, well, Benny's down. Oh well, and then Benny gets up and he's like, that's cool surprise. Let's keep going. Like he just nothing phased, keeps going. And then the other Benny thing that I keep forgetting.
Respawned.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Nate, for context, Joker was raised as an assassin because he was orphaned, and so
I'm hearing.
that-
I'm hearing he swapped sides, which I like.
No, he just left. He went. He's in
left.
search of the truth, just like he's in search of the truth.
Okay, yeah, because he shows up. He shows up in like the first few episodes.
Yes.
he's like a third party. He's a third faction. He
he's-
cares more about what's actually going on behind the scenes rather than caring for Shinra's side or the White Clad side. He's
So
just kind of
he's
there.
a truth-seeking anti-hero is how
Yes.
they've
Here's-
painted him out. He's
here's the
a
thing. I love morally gray characters. I love third-party characters, and I love characters that use playing cards as fighting tools. But when you put all three of them together and then you put them in 18 different anime because it's just a character type, it becomes a little much for me. I'll be real.
I think Joker's
So-
the best one I've seen.
The Joker's really
Hands
good,
down.
and then again, so is
good.
the scientist as well.
Yes, Licht is
the-
great too.
Them two together, collectively holding the because it's really just them two. It's
Yep.
just them two, and they're bringing people in to see what they see because the whole world is painted as in a full black and white. You have the church versus like the fire force, right? And the white clad are trying to collect the pillars, and the pillars all have direct links to the sacred fire, the Nadola link. And then you have the fire force who are like, hey, that's bad, let's not do that. And then you have Joker and Vic, and they're like, yeah, we just want to know why all of this is happening, so
It's like listen, you guys are having an argument about morals over here, and that's cool and fine, but why are we turning into fire?
so they want to
Why-
know.
why-
They want to
why
know.
can
And
Why am I a firebender? Why is he not a firebender? Why are we
Why
Everything
can I
changed,
only
dude.
fire bend out of
oh my
feet?
god.
What actually happened during the Gate Cataclysm? Because nobody actually knows. Who the fuck was this dude? Who the fuck was this dude? Why was he the only one to come back when everybody else died and then started a religion? That doesn't make any sense. Like,
You can make a
like-
religion out of this.
You can make a religion out of it. They only need 8 people to start a religion.
Do you really? Oh my god, let's find 4 more people.
Apparently they had that. So but it's like we've
Yeah.
only met a handful of people
yeah.
who predominantly are either white clad or demons from the great cataclysm altogether. And it's like they must have really done some shit for it to still be actively affecting them today in a fully reformed society.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, so the more we learn about the Adola links and, you know, everything surrounding that, it's getting more life or death for the characters.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why it's like, okay, I need the next episode.
Yeah. I think the other thing is just that, like, we're starting to see the top end of the power levels too. You know, like we in season 1, no. I'm talking about like the characters who are up there. Like we're not no.
For the characters
like,
now.
Like Burns is up there.
Whatever the ceiling is, we're not close to it. Not yet. Very, very, very far from it. I think.
Yeah, we would see smoke if we were at the ceiling right now.
We caught a glimpse of it remotely during the Shinra and his brother.
Shinra show.
We caught a glimpse of it when that happened because they were fucking using universal properties to establish that fight.
Expansion of the universe. Time.
That was a thing.
Slap, were you here when we talked about that with Tim for the first time? Because Tim lost his mind. Because Tim's engineer brain was going off.
No, we talked about that with Rec in episode 5.
That's right.
When I watched it for the first time.
Yeah, because I went back because I never finished Fire Force season 1.
That's right.
Until like earlier this summer.
That's right.
And then I've been caught up with it.
I remember specifically pointing out this fight and this concept is very cool.
Yes.
The rest of the show doesn't have me. But this individual thing happening here is cool as fuck.
Yeah, so, you know what the best part is the abilities only get more wild. Yeah. Like the 4th generation pyrokinetic abilities.
Oh, the 4th gens now. Cool.
Well, yeah. The ones where they have the grace of the evangelist, where they can sit there and Sho can stop time. Shinra can move faster than the speed of light and then reconstitute himself. Inka's 4th generation pyrokinetic ability, I'm not going to talk about it, but holy shit.
Yeah.
She's fucking nuts right now. But the thing about it is, like, once they actually get back to that show of force and they start really going deep with those abilities to the extent, because every single Fire Force character right now has a level that they just haven't hit yet, and it becomes more and more apparent the deeper into the generations you get, specifically the 3rd and 4th gens, and you're just like, oh, okay, they're gods, all of them.
Yeah, like look at Ogun.
Yeah.
I knew what his ability truly was in episode 5 of the podcast. When we finally saw that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it looked like in the manga.
They did it better.
The manga is a disappointment by every description.
Ogun just looks dope. Ogun's just dope in general.
Ink. Flamey Ink is the coolest power we have seen all like stopping the heat death of the universe, pretty sick. Moving faster than light and reconstituting yourself, also pretty fucking sick. Literally becoming a Zulu god and wrapping yourself in flame and just moving at like the fastest speed humanly possible by using your legs, and then slam dunking a dude into the ground so hard that he bounces back into the hammer arm so that you can do it again to combo breaker him.
Yeah.
Coolest shit we've seen.
Yeah. I agree with that. I don't know. I may just be a Benny Maru stan because I thought Akatsuki was one of the dopest things you've ever seen. Like, he sun wheels into Akatsuki. Like, he literally creates the red blood moon by outputting so much heat that the atmosphere the atmosphere itself decides it has to change the color of the moon. Like,
no, it just creates a heat shimmer, bro. It's fine.
These projection-based fire abilities are awesome for what it's worth, but it's the physical enhancement ones that I jive with too.
Burns, Benny's is a combination of all of them. That's the cool part, because he's second and third, like, which is also just a really cool concept that I'm glad they put in the show in general, because they've all been like, it's your second or your third, and Benny's like, yes.
I can both control outside flames and generate my own flames. Am I cool yet?
3.5 easy.
I mean, Benny is like one of those exceptional cases, you know. So,
yeah. How do we feel about Kurano? Black Smoke. I like to punish weaklings because I need to feel strong because I'm
the Ashen
emotionally.
Reaper?
Yeah. I think the anime needed a character like him. Honestly,
he's a snake.
For what it's worth, yeah, he's the Orochimaru of Fire Force.
Yes.
Totally
down for it too.
Blankly. And that's what his whole gimmick is. I like him actually as a character.
I like his character design. I love like the character itself. I love his ability.
Yeah, the black smoke and using that to heighten every sense possible that you have is
well, I think
imagine burning yourself so bad that you have literally carbonized your skin and you continue to abuse it to enhance your ability.
Yeah. It's batshit.
And you can turn the smoke into a weapon if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I'm just excited to see where all this goes. This season's still shaping up to be incredible. We still have stuff coming later this October. If I remember correctly, we still have a regular Magic High School. We still have what else? We have like 2 or 3 more.
We have a slime OVA.
A slime OVA. Like I'm excited to see where the rest of this goes. I'm gonna go ham. Oh, Haikyuu's back. Slap and I were gushing over that earlier. Haikyuu's back. Wait, because the animation's real bad for the first 2 episodes. It makes me feel real bad. COVID probably hit them really hard. It just makes me sad.
I got to go back and watch, like I said, or like I said before you guys actually started recording. I got to go back and watch those, like at least the last 2 episodes. I want to see that whole game, entirely. But yeah, no, I don't know if it's just rose-colored glasses or not. But I love that anime.
It too. It's my dude. Have you read through it?
I haven't. I've avoided it entirely because I just like watching it.
Oh, it gets really good. So I am just hoping that this season ends properly because it's the second half of a season.
Yeah.
You know, so as long as this season ends properly and they get to do the next to final arc properly, we'll be good to go, because the next arc into the final arc is probably my favorite arc of the entire series, in all honesty. So anyway, guys, it's been a beautiful...
Wait, can I have 2 minutes with Tanakawa, please? Thank you.
Of course.
Like,
go.
All right. I'm gonna give you guys a description of a show, and you're gonna tell me how you would feel about this concept. Ready? I'm a 17-year-old boy. I'm the best in my class. I am number 1 in the nation. I'm gonna get into whatever school I want to if I just apply myself a little bit. I see a cute girl across the street. It's goddamn like negative however many the fuck degrees outside. It's snowing. I'm going to cross a 2-lane highway without looking to go talk to this girl because I'm so infatuated. I'm going to get hit by a truck. Truck-kun has arrived. This cute girl saves my life. My legs are broken. I am losing blood at a rate that is very unhealthy. What should I do? Should I A, chase the girl down the road, B, wait for the ambulance, or C, just die there? If you chose anything other than A, you're an idiot. You chase the girl down the street, and you find her at a bus stop, and you tell her you love her, and then you pretty much black out. After you ask her to go out with you, and she says, okay, but only if you marry me, as she puts her scarf on you to keep you from, like, dying of hypothermia and blood loss.
Huh.
So wicked smart dude crosses highway in the dead of proposed winter, gets smacked by truck, basically dying, chases the girl down anyway, conned into marriage.
Conned into marriage. And then he doesn't see her. He doesn't see her for a year, and she shows up at his door on his 18th birthday.
Yep.
With the marriage registration form in her hand.
She straight up just rolls up and is like, "Yo, we doing this?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so then they got married.
The shenaniganery that it like goes on, like he drops out of school. He basically is it because he decided to get hit by a truck for this girl. He missed entrance exams for high school or for colleges, and so he lost a year basically. And in that year, he was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna work full time. Do I really give a shit? No. So he worked a convenience store job. He has like lots of money now to his name because what else are you doing? You're living alone in an apartment. You're the girl that you're supposed to marry. You haven't seen her in a year. You're not going to college.
I guess that's true.
And then cute girl shows up at your door.
I mean, that's fair.
Like it's shenanigans and it's hilarious.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
And
I'm excited.
you do. It's honestly.
Is that the slice of life we need from the season?
It absolutely is.
It is the fully wholesome slice of life that you needed.
I'm excited. I'm here for it, and we're gonna try it out.
Yeah, I kind of wish that we had the first episode or two when Ben was on the podcast, so I could have also given him that prompt.
Yeah.
Because I think he would have gotten a good laugh out of it.
Yeah. Okay, guys. It is time for your favorite part of the episode. Nate, hit us with this week's I Can't Believe It's a Light Novel title.
Can't believe it's a light novel title. Wow. You know what? Well, I was gonna give you one light novel title, but it turns out that the light novel title is significantly shorter than when it was adapted into an anime, and they gave it the light novel title when it became an anime, but it was just the subtitle when it was a light novel. So I think we'll push past that one. We'll come back to it later.
Okay.
However, this is a story about a man named Raoul Chaser who dreamed of becoming a hero with his team of skilled heroes. But due to the collapse of the Demon Empire, the hero program was suspended. And therefore, with no demons, Raoul cannot become a hero. And therefore, Raoul has forced to find a job at a small department store. In this week's light novel, I couldn't become a hero, so I reluctantly decided to get a job.
I've seen this one. It's a great anime. It's fucking hilarious.
I was waiting for the other twist that we'd seen before, which is all the demons died, so I became a villain instead.
Sorry. Oh, you want the twist? Raoul's life becomes busy but dull when one day someone arrives at the store applying for a job. Raoul finds out that the new hire is the Demon Lord's child and also happens to be a cute girl. That is taken word for word from the synopsis, by the way, so you can't give me any shit for making it up.
No. I've seen the show,
Oh.
and if you haven't, go out and watch it. I know you can find it on Hulu.
It got adapted relatively recently.
This one's older.
Wasn't the title of Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai like
that?
Wasn't that one really fucking long too?
Yeah, let me find the original name for it, because that was actually that one was actually on my list, but like we all knew of Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, and I was like, huh.
That's because Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai is an incredible show, and if you haven't seen it yet, you should.
I really do like less stylized Bakemonogatari.
How could you say something so wrong yet so brave?
Am I wrong?
I don't know.
No, it's definitely correct.
Right. It's pretty correct.
It's literally less stylized Bakemonogatari.
I was gonna say, Nate, I couldn't be a hero, so I'm working the Register, which is the official anime title. Has been out since October 2013.
Yeah, no.
Anyway.
The thing that caught me off guard was they did a manga
Yeah.
in 2014. Like that's when the book ended too. Like
It's really funny.
yeah, I don't know why.
I don't think it's as good as The Devil's a Part-Timer, but it's definitely funny.
Yeah, Devil's a Part-Timer is
Devil's
a
a Part-Timer
very
is pretty
good
good.
show.
Yeah.
That is yeah, I can't find the other name. I know there's another name for it other than Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, but I can't find it right now.
Oh well. Tim, what?
Give me a sec.
Oh.
Is Tim smart enough for me?
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure I am.
I found it.
Oh.
Is
Slap
it
that.
the asshole in the spring of his life does not dream of an upperclassman in a bunny suit?
That's
Mhm.
it. That's the one. It's
Oh.
like it's just extra expanded.
Yeah, it is just the same title, just expanded, but
Oh,
that's
man.
still good.
That's still a pretty good title. Guys, thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Studio Blank Podcast, episode 15, featuring I'm Slap or Slap everywhere else. So we love you guys. Tim, where can they find you on the internet?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Syndaxatrix, SYNDAXATRIX, and running the Studio Blank Twitter, which when I'm better about remembering to tweet on both accounts, you can find at Studio Blank Pod.
Nate.
Slap, where do they find you?
Okay. Slap. Go.
I'm on Twitch at just slap or Twitter and Instagram at I'm_slap. And every now and again here, I guess. I live here. Hi.
We love having you on, first of all. Second of all, do you have any other announcements on any shows or anything you want to plug out
Anything
for
you're
the
working
Twitch?
on?
Anything you're working on?
No, I mean the only thing I'm working on this month is just I'm playing through the entire Resident Evil series. If anybody's crazy about that, and second,
you just did 2, right?
yeah, actually, I went through. I beat Resident Evil 2 5 times last week, and did a speed run of hardcore, I think, and I got my time under 2 hours. I was like, really, this is really good. But and then in addition to all that, of course, I'm playing Genshin Impact. I can't say no to that game.
Oh man.
Yo,
yeah.
guys, if you want to catch some hot Genshin Impact gameplay, check it out at twitch.tv.
How do we make it through the entire podcast without talking about Genshin?
With heavy restraint, I'm telling you.
Yes. Comfy, Nate, my
Yes.
friend, where can they find you on the internet?
Oh wow. Well, if you're looking for me, you can find me Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Come from us.
And guys, you
Yes.
can
Easy.
easy.
Oh no, don't worry, Paul. Where can people find you?
I was just going to make it super simple, guys. You can find me on Twitter at I_love_ Mondays, MUNDAYS, and on Instagram at the same. You can also find me on Twitch at I Love Mondays, and then also doing all the things on Rare Drop's Twitch at twitch.tv/Rare Drop throughout the week and running all of that. If you guys want to have any more stuff coming your way from the Studio Blank podcast, you can check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/Studio Blank. Otherwise, we'll catch you again next week with another episode. Thanks for listening. Have a great night. Bye.
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 Recording's done. Cherry,
Done.
thanks for hanging out today. We love you. Thanks for checking out the stream, even though it was so late. We know we had a little bit of a late start, but that's okay. We
on time.
We were all eating food and doing other various things, making sure that we had a good night ready for the podcast. And
I see that we're just becoming Boston.
Boston with a little bit of Jersey.